I think Lucifer is a must-watch show because I don't think there's anything on like it at the moment. It's got at the heart of it a very fun character, and I think around the world there are lots of different versions of the devil and who people think the devil is, and in every culture and religion there's some kind of figurehead of evil. So I think it's capturing people's imagination with that. I think the show itself is something that has surprised a lot of people, because I think people assume that this show is going to be very dark and edgy, which it has elements of at times, but more often than not this show is very funny, and I think that is a nice surprise for people. They didn't count on how entertaining this show would be. It's very slick, it's very sexy, it looks great. Len Wiseman did an amazing job on the pilot and sort of setting up the world of the show that we then venture into later on in the season. So I think it's a show that that people will like despite themselves, but despite what they think it might be about. I think it's something that takes people on a fun ride and puts a smile on their face, and I think that's quite an achievement for a TV show sometimes. Well, our version of Lucifer is it's very much someone who he's come to Los Angeles because he says that he's bored of his role in hell. As the series progresses, you realise there's much more to it than that. I think this is a guy who's got huge daddy issues and a huge chip on his shoulder about the role he was given. And not only the role he was given, but the then mythology that came with that role and how he's viewed by humanity. He's so fed up of taking the blame for everything. Every ounce of sin or anything that human beings do, this guy, it's been done in his name. And he's like, hold on a minute. Am I evil because I'm inherently evil, or just because my dad decided I was? And we take him out of the world of hell and into a modern setting of Los Angeles, and his motivation for being there was many reasons, but I think the effect it's having on him is not what he bargained for, and so he, for the first time in his life, is not really in control of everything, and that's quite fun in itself. Well, Lucifer and Chloe's relationship is kind of at the heart of the show, really. I mean, as we find in the pilot, this is the first person that Lucifer's encountered that his powers don't work on. And rather than being frustrated by that, he finds it absolutely fascinating. And so he makes it his mission to find out who this person is and why this is happening. And so, he ends up solving some crimes with her, but not because he wants to solve the crime, because he's just kind of observing her and watching what makes her tick. He's very good at punishing people, so that's his kind of forte in their relationship. But he, I think, is, Chloe to Lucifer is the most disarming person he's ever met, and that leads to confusions in his own head about who this person is and what she represents. And I think what he doesn't realise is that he's really caring about someone and not just himself for the first time. And that sort of is where our show lives and breathes, really. Rachael Harris, aka Dr. Linda, is possibly one of the funniest people I've ever met. She is so fun to work with because the nature of the scenes that we do are very different to the rest of the show. We get to explore what Lucifer is going through in the true sense of therapy. He makes discoveries in those scenes with her, and she makes discoveries about him. but it often, is very, very funny. And a lot of that is because of Rachel and what she brings to that part. I actually think, when we first started out making the show, I don't know if Dr. Linda was a character that was really being considered for something to have longevity, but when we got Rachel involved in it and realised, this dynamic and how it worked, it was like, we need to use this character. It's brilliant. What can't I live without? I can't live without caffeine, which is a bit of a weird one. But I do like my coffee, and when I've tried to not drink so much coffee, I realised how much I'm reliant on coffee. Yeah, that's my must in life. In the upcoming episodes, well, certainly the things that I really enjoyed shooting was early on in the process, we talked about how much Lucifer loved music, and that, the soundtrack of the show is a big part of the show that we love as well. But his love for music and the fact that he owns this piano bar and nightclub, I never really knew what we were going to do with that. And as the show goes on, we realised that Lucifer not only likes to play his piano, but he likes to sing as well. So I got to sing, which was great for me because I really enjoy singing, and I think it sort of brings a dimension to the show that people weren't counting for. So I'm excited about people seeing that. I think just, I haven't been disappointed by any of the scripts. I'm just really excited that we've kept the level up, and if people really enjoyed the pilot, then I'm pretty certain they're going to enjoy the series. I think if Lucifer was offered the opportunity to live a human life, he probably wouldn't take it. I think there's something about what he's going through where he wouldn't want to let go of his immortality. He wouldn't want to let go of his sense of self that he has. And I think that he kind of really doesn't have a huge amount of respect for humanity. Well, certainly at the start of the season anyway. So I think, no, he'd pretty much want to be Lucifer the whole way.
Where have you been?
Oh, holed up at the chateau, copulating with a young woman named Faith.
For the Lord of Hell.
Shouldn't you be doing something more significant?
I'm retired, Maze. I've got nothing but time. I didn't kill her.
Like to play cop, do you?
No, I just like to play in general, detective. What about you? Something different about her that I don't quite understand, and it vexes me.
Maybe it's not her that's different.
We should be out there solving homicide and punishing those responsible.
We?
I have a certain skill set. I can be very persuasive with people. So you were sleeping with her then?
Oh, yeah. Crap, I just said that in front of people.
And tend to see things that others cannot.
Oh, you're the devil.
Correct.
What's your name?
Lucifer.
My name's Beatrice, but everybody calls me Trixie.
That's a hooker's name.
Why do you care about this so much?
I just do.
You're showing restraint, mercy.
I sense your disapproval, Maze. What is it?
Stop caring. You're the devil.
Yes, I am. There's a few things that I'd like to discuss with you. Just an existential dilemma or two.
Lucifer ファーストシーズン3月8日 DVD レンタル開始